Very good morning, students. Once again, I'm here to take the part of the theories of, especially psychology, especially in the paper of ED7, that is learning, teaching, and assessment. So, these are the learning theories. Once again, I'm here to take the part to teach you the theory of Skinner. The theory of Skinner. Dear students, Professor Skinner started his research work on behavior. So while he was a graduate in the Department of Psychology of Harvard University, actually it was all about the operant conditioning. Operant conditioning. So what do you mean by operant conditioning? Skinner called his theory as an operant conditioning, as it's based on the certain operations and actions which an organism had to carry out. So in the process of operant conditioning, operant responses are called as modified or changed by reinforcement. So that reinforcement is a special kind or aspect of conditioning within which the tendency for a stimulus to evoke a response on subsequent occasions increased by reduction of a need. So I defined two kinds of responses. The one elicited by known stimuli, which he called as respondent or reflexive behavior, and the other emitted by the unknown stimuli, which he called as operant behavior. So Skinner attached greater importance to operant behavior, which is primarily concerned with the response rather than stimuli. So it is known as R-type conditioning. So thus Skinner changed the usual S-R formula into an R-S formula. So Skinner constructed a box and occupied it with a lever, just called it the lever and food tray. So the lever could be pressed. Skinner placed a hungry rat in the box, and that rat would wander over the bar from time to time and push the bar down. So the moment it happened, a food pellet would fall into the tray. So the rat learned this task of pressing the lever that called more frequently when the food pellet reinforced the behavior. So Skinner modified the procedure. Food pellet would be supplied under certain conditions when he actually the lever was pushed down and a tone was sounded, but not under other conditions. So the rat generalized and pushed the lever when the tone was sounded. So this means it is nothing but, as once I just told, that actually that Skinner changed the very usual SR formula into the RS formula. So what about the implication of the Skinner's learning theory? Actually, the learning objective especially should be defined very specifically, so in terms of behaviors. And the second one is called objectives should be arranged in order of simple to complex. And the third one is called for developing motivation in the students for a classroom work. Reinforces like praise, blame, grades, etc. should be used. Fourth one, proper use of positive and negative gestures also serves as a reinforcement to work. Fifth one, reinforcers should be used periodically so that the possibility of extinction of the desired behavior is resisted. So in the classroom, the principle of immediate of reinforcement is very important. So praise for a job done well, just what do you call that, given immediate can be a very stronger reinforcer or motivator than a grade given much later. So Skinner's principles of learning also focuses attention on the individual's pace of learning. So teaching machines and a programmed learning system have been devised on the basis of the theory of learning founded by Skinner. So what are the limitations of the operant conditioning, especially this theory? So first one is, it is doubtful if the result derived from controlled experimental studies on the animal especially would yield the same result on human being in the social learning situations. Second one, it is argued that the Skinner has ignored the structural and hereditary factors which are very important in the development of the psychological process of language. And the operant reinforcement system does not adequately take into account the elements of creativity, curiosity, and spontaneity in the human being. So Skinner argued that the all human behavior is acquired during the lifetime of individual. Thus, it actually gives no place to importance of genetic inheritance. So Skinner's theory of learning, it's called dehumanizes the learning process on account of its emphasis on the mechanization of the mental process. And the sixth one is called operant theory of learning does not deal with the depth of mind, and thus it is artificially in nature. So with this, I just concluded the theory of Skinner. So once again, in my next period, I shall bring another theory for you. Have a nice time. Take care of yourself. Once again, I am Professor KVH.